name is Iliyana Nedkova. I'm the curator-in-residence here at the school. And I have a lovely story for you. So once upon a time, back in a long time ago, back in 2005, the Colony of Artists Festival started. And 9 artists exhibited, very brave souls exhibited in their own Abbeyhill Colony homes. And now, nearly 50 years later, there's 65 artists exhibiting in the Abigail colonies, including here with us at the school. And now the Colony of Artists is recognized as one of the fastest growing independent community art festivals in Edinburgh. And as the story goes, from the year 2005, Abbeyhill Primary School was one of the key festival venues. This very assembly hall was the festival hall. And inspired by the growth of the Colony of Artists Festival and encouraged by Education Scotland in their inspection report saying that praising the school for their innovative practice, for their links with the Colony of Artists Festival, I decided to expand a bit. And not just to use the assembly hall that was dedicated to the class teachers, to the exhibitions led by the class teachers, but also to open up the school and to invite professional artists in residence. So that takes the story, our story back to 2014, when we filled in not just the assembly hall, but the entire school with artists and performers, but led by professional artists in residence. And ever since, we've kept this festival spirit alive, and the assembly hall has been reserved for the exhibitions led by the class teachers. But this year, they were inspired by Greta Thunberg. And also, they've been complaining on the grounds that no one is small enough to make a difference. And probably doing it one plastic straw at a time. And condemning the single-use plastics, as you can see here, from the school's milk time, the milk cartons, and even alcohol, art crafting. And as the story continues, back in 2014, we welcomed our first 5 artists in residence in the classrooms here, including the late Aidan Patterson, a very loved Abigail resident here, but also a well-known illustrator and writer. Now, 6 years later, we have had 50 artists in total, artist residences in our classrooms, and also the wider, the outdoor classrooms of our partners. Our project partners include contemporary art organizations, also the museums and galleries, but also the parks, beaches, and even our own playground. And why have we been doing that? Because we believe that the expressive arts and creativity are the primary ingredients of our children's time of education. So bringing the wonder of contemporary art into the classroom, and each and every child and teacher from nursery to primary 7. This has been our mission. We will say that we will accomplish it. So although the artist residences happen throughout the academic year, it is only once a year, at this time of year, at the Colony of Artists, that we open doors to everyone and we celebrate all our achievements. We come together with all our resident artists, and they all artists are little ones. It is now the tradition to stage this festival finale and offer you a taste of the performing artists in residence, not just the visual artists in residence. There are 4 parts of tonight's of this afternoon's performance. There's drama, poetry, dance, and music. And a little bit of storytelling. Each part will be introduced either by one of our resident artists, that include Russell and for our first ever storytellers-in-residence. Oh, Rodney, relax. Rodney, give us a look.
Yes.
Yeah, so Rodney relax, our first ever poet-in-residence. Yes. Also some of our partners who have been with us since 2017. Liz Hare, who is the artistic director of the Citadel Arts Group. But just before handing over to them, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to all our artists in residence and their children. Who have been here, most of them who are here with us obviously, but also they've been here for most of the academic year, and especially last week when we did this installing the exhibition and getting it all ready for you. So I'll just mention the artist who has just escaped, Joanna Lubonska. Alice Myers is here with us as well. Alice? Yeah. And Sue Dominiak, her work is here with us. Teresa Pickles, unfortunately, couldn't be here. Lottie Kravitz, popped in earlier. Oliver Richwell, here with us. Yeah. Marilyn Wilson, hiding over there. Will be sent to stage soon. And we have Nic Gareiss, who is unfortunately not with us today. But also my thanks to our key partners, including the Polish Contemporary Art Organization. Since 2015, with fellow curators Igor Koshik and Patricia on door duties, and Citadel Arts Group. And we have the collective gallery up on Carlton Hill, Hollywood Park, the Education Center, you all know, and Marine Conservation Society for the first time ever, and the School of Philosophy, Psychology, and Language Sciences will enable our very first philosopher-in-residence. There we go. They're not here with us, they don't have anything to for us, unfortunately. Yes, and also our very key partner from the start, Murray House School of Education and Sport at both schools at the University of Edinburgh. Thank you also to all the teaching and the support staff here at the school, especially our head teacher Sally Ketching and our principal teacher Keith Martin. But our janitor, our star janitor, Billy Forrest. Billy Forrest is obviously on duty again, so William Forrest. And thank you to all the parents who have been so handy in their time and their fantastic homemaking. And especially to our star baker Carol, who can take star baker Carol, not you, but you know, of course. Yeah. And my special thanks go to another star parent, Vlad Kasiu. The head of our very small installation team, just the two of us. Although behind the scenes, he deserves really the biggest round of applause. We can just do it again. And following the festival finale, I just want to mention that you have to make sure that you'll see the rest of the exhibition, but also make sure that you exit through our pop-up art, where there's also more to see, if you haven't had the chance yet. And thank you again for all the sustained support and donations that made this artist in residence, unique artist in residence program continue this whole. And now off to Liz Hare
Hi, yes, I'm Liz from Citadel Arts Group. I want to say a lot, but it's just wonderful to be here. We are the dramatic artists in residence for the school, and we've done 3 plays here over the years. Some of the younger people may remember. Did any of you see a play about the World War I Dazzle ships? Yes, you remember the Dazzle ship? Excellent. And then there was a one about Malky, a wee boy who had to go off whaling, based on memories of the Leaders whalers. Did any of you see that? Yes, excellent. Someone remembers that. And then last year there was Moonshine over Leith, which was about the 1950s in And we worked with the P5 class for that, and they helped us launch our book of Remembering the 50s, which was great fun, wasn't it? Because we all got on the telly. Any of you there? We were on STV, and there was lots of media interest. It was wonderful. So we had so much fun doing that with you that we thought we'd like to offer a project that was all about the school and your wonderful building and the fascinating area that Abbeyhill is. And so we talked to lots of people, and we created this book, which is based on memories of at least 30 former pupils who were at the school during the 30s, 40s and 50s. And they donated stories, they told us great stories, and they let us see photographs, and some of them are on display in the classroom there. And it was great. A few of the people donated and shared their stories are actually here this afternoon. And I'd like to introduce two of them to you particularly. As probably the big celebrity former pupil. If any of you know about football, you'll have heard of Billy Hunter. Wow, he played for Alumnus. And Billy, would you like to come forward with his wife Rhoda? Would you like to come forward and say hi? Yeah. I'm so excited to have you here. We've got some people who will have probably seen this man kicking the ball and scoring goals and playing for Motherwell. And of course, Billy was a pupil here in, is it the 1950s? 40s, sorry. Quite younger than you are. And has it changed much from when you were here, Billy?
Well, what I would like to say is I'm looking at all these kids, and that was what we were like then.
Yeah.
A wee tennis ball, and that's who used to play with a wee tennis ball.
I don't think they use that now.
No.
We played with one in the playground this afternoon, and it was quite bigger than the tennis ball.
So they didn't have a proper football, just kicked a tennis ball around.
No, but they're looking lovely, all the kids, and it's great to see what we were like. And now you go forward 80 years, and it's a different face that you've got. No any hair and it's something to look forward to.
So Rhoda and Billy not only share Billy's memories of being here and being a wee boy from Meg's buildings who kicked the ball around the playground. I didn't know he was going to become a world-famous football player, but with an international career. But his wife Rona has also been a tremendous help. Really, the majority of the photos on the walls along in the classroom are ones that they've kept in their archive. And I should say, Billy's also an author, because he wrote a book many of you will have read called The Wee World, which is what they called this area around Meg's buildings, the school, and everything was here, wasn't it?
And I just say, it's steam coming out of my head, so a lot of you guys could do the same thing. So if you think about it, you've got a life to talk about, and it comes back to you. And I keep writing these stories and poems and that, and I don't know how they come into my head. But Abbeyhill was a terrific school. I can't compare it with any school. The teachers were fantastic, and all the boys and the girls all managed to play, because that was no television at that time. And we all got together. It was great.
Imagine, no telly. How would you cope? Would you? No computer, nothing with buttons. You just had to go and kick your tennis ball around the playground. Yes. Well, it's lovely that you were here. Thank you very much. And not only did we have the book, but the stories also inspired the soundscape. And if you see people walking around with yellow headsets, looking a bit sort of vague, that's because they've been following a time travel trip through the history of Abbeyhill. And it just includes the scene of children playing football. This might be based on Billy and Bobby Roberts as well, who was also a famous football player. And some of the voices on the soundscape are members of the After School Drama Club. And we're delighted that they sort of took on the time travel idea for their play, which Citadel Arts Group also has a big connection with, because one of our members, Alan Mountford here, hi Alan, he has been in with the drama club for quite a few weeks. He says it's taken years off his life, but never mind. No, he's had great fun. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Great fun. And he listened to their ideas and improvisations and structured a little play all out of their ideas. And it's called Abigail's Doll. Am I right? Yeah. Abigail's Doll. I don't know if you want to say anything about the experience of our misrepresented you, Alan. What was it? Have you had fun working with the drama club?
Okay, I missed it. They're a lovely bunch of kids to work with and had a lot of really interesting ideas. And it was my pleasure just to structure it from. So I hope you enjoy the actually beginning to start.
So yeah, without more ado, my great pleasure to announce Abigail's Doll by the After School Drama Club and Alan Mountford. Give them a big
I need to go to sleep. Please let me out. We can dance again.
Okay. I'm so tired.
How was school today?
Very tiring. I need to go back into the doll. I need to go to sleep.
I spoke to your teacher today. She said you did very well today. The only person to remember to read their homework. Well done. Can we dance again tomorrow, Abigail?
But Abigail had exhausted herself once again. It was hard controlling all of those children, even though it was kind of. So Abigail went into a deep, deep sleep inside the dome. Who knows when she will wake up? Maybe tomorrow, or maybe in 100 years.
Hi, Chad and I run Chit Chat, which is after school on a Thursday. We did some lunchtime storytelling before that with Mrs. Mash and I. And there's been some great kids, and we eat, then we play games, get energy off them, we do story and then artwork. Just to be sharing a couple of stories with you today, I'll do one, Chad will do one. This is the Freedom Bird. Once upon a time, a hunter went out into the forest to see if he could shoot some nice birds for his dinner. And he went into the forest and he looked up and there, he couldn't believe it, at the tallest tree, there was a wonderful golden bird, a bird he'd never seen before, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful golden bird at the very top of the tallest tree. And so he said, I'm going to shoot that bird. So he took his bow, and he was a brilliant archer, and he let go the arrow, and it whizzed way high, and just as it was about to hit the bird jumped up on the top of the tree, and it let out a big cry, na 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 na. So the hunter was most upset. He said, right, I'll bet it, and he shot another arrow, and as it just was about to hit the bird jumped up and it shouted, well, he was very clever and an expert shot, so he took 2 arrows. And this time, one went off and the other just followed, just a little bit after. And so the big freedom bird jumped up in the air, and as it came down, the second arrow hit the bird, and the bird came down, and it hit the ground. And he put the big golden bird into his bag and he walked off. But as he was walking along, he heard a sound coming from the bag. And the sound was, well, he was furious, so he took the bird out and he got his big knife, and he chopped the bird up into 100 little pieces, and he dug a hole, and he threw the pieces down the hole, and he said, that's it. But from the hole there came the sound. So he dug the hole up, and he got all the pieces, and he said, right. And he got a big box, and he filled the box with stones, and he put the bits of the bird in the box, and he put the box lid on, and he put the locks in the box, and he said, right, into the river with you. So he threw the box into the river, and off went the box down the river, down the river, down the river. And away, the next day, there were some kids out playing at school beside the river. And they were playing with this, at the side of the river with the water, and this noise came from a box that was in the river, and it was, they got the teacher and said, what is that? What is that? So they pulled it out, and they opened the box, and out flew 100 golden birds. And as they went up into the air, they shouted, Next day, the hunter went into the forest thinking he would get some birds for his bag, for his food. And he could not believe it, because when he looked up on the top of all the trees, there were 100 golden birds. And they all shouted out to him, And that's my story of the freedom bird.
I've got a wee riddle for you to be thinking about before my story. What cries without a voice? What flies without wings? Bites without teeth? And whispers but never sings. Have a think about that. This is a story of Gluscabi, and it's a First Nation story. Gluscabi was a very inquisitive boy. He's always asking questions of his grandma and his grandpa, and to keep him quiet one day, his grandma carved a big canoe out of a tree trunk and a paddle and said, there you go, go play. Oh, peace and quiet reigned as Gluscabi paddled his canoe across the lake. But then the wind started to blow, and Gluscabi found himself back on the shore with Grandad. Oh, Gluscabi, you need a better paddle, he said, and he carved a bigger paddle. Off you go. And he paddled Gluscabi over that lake, feeling on top of the world. But then an even bigger wind came and blew him all the way back. Well, Grandad had nothing to do but to make him an even bigger paddle. And he paddled out of the lake, on top of the world. But then a huge wind blew, and he couldn't get any further. He got out of his canoe and he went back to Grandma's house, and he said, Grandma, why does the wind blow? Well, she said, I know you're going to tell me. Why does the wind blow, Gluscabi? No, I don't know, he said, I don't know. She said, we better go and ask him. Go and ask the wind eagle. How do I find the wind eagle, Gluscabi said. She said, face the wind and keep walking. So Gluscabi did. He faced the wind and he started walking. And the wind blew as he crossed the plains. The wind blew as he went up the hills. The wind blew as he went through the forest. The wind got stronger and stronger as he started to go up the hill. The mountains, oh my goodness, it blew his moccasins off. It blew his shirt off. It blew his trousers off. He was naked. He kept walking against the wind, and then the wind blew his hair off. Oh, he kept going until the wind blew his eyebrows off. He kept going until he saw the wind eagle at the top of a mountain. Oh, with his big wings making the wind, and he said, Grandfather. Oh. The wind eagle looked at this strange-looking boy with no hair and no eyebrows and no clothes on. What is it, grandson? He said, you see, you're doing this really well, this making the wind, but I think you'll be even better at it if you were at the even higher peak. Well, how do I get there? Asked the wind eagle. He said, well, I'll carry you there, grandfather. I'll carry you there. Well, Gluscabi went down to a tree and he peeled off the bark and he plaited a rope and he went back up to the wind eagle and he wrapped it around him so he could carry it to the next mountain. But as he was carrying the wind eagle, oh, he was so tightly bound, he tripped and the wind eagle fell down a crevice. Oh, suddenly there was no wind. Well, thought Gluscabi, I'll go back and paddle my canoe. And so, down he walked, down the mountain. Oh, it was getting a bit warm. Oh, he was sweating. He walked through the forests. Oh, it was hot. Oh, he walked down through the plains. Oh, it was boiling hot. He got back to his canoe. He got in his canoe and he started to paddle. Oh, it was so easy now. But the lake was starting to smell awfully fishy. Ooh, and it was so hot. He decided to go home to Grandma. He went back to Grandma's house and Grandma said, "What have you done, Gluscabi? What have you done?" So he said, "Well, I found the wind eagle, and then I tried to help him go higher, and then I tripped, and Gluscabi. The world needs wind. The wind is the lungs of the earth. It moves the warm water and the cold water around. We can't live without the wind. Go straight back up there and release that wind eagle." Well, Gluscabi started his long trip. It was hot. Oh, it was sticky. Oh, he couldn't walk fast, but he was very determined. He knew what he had to do. He went through the plains, he went through the forests, he went up the hills. Oh, it would have stopped any other boy, but Gluscabi carried on. By this point, his hair had grown back. Oh, up he went. And he got to that crevice. And he shouted down, "Uncle, what are you doing down there?" And the wind eagle said, "Who are you?" He said, "I'm Gluscabi. I'm here to help you." And he hooked that eagle up out of that crevice, and he undid it, and he carried him to the top of the tall mountain. And as that wind eagle spread its wings, he said, "Uncle?" "Yes, grandson," said the eagle. Gluscabi blushed. "What is it, grandson?" "Maybe it would be good to have wind sometimes, but not all the time." "I hear you, grandson," he said. And that's why we know now that the wind, when it's strong, is cleaning our earth. And sometimes it doesn't blow, and we can enjoy to paddle our canoe across our lakes.
The youngsters were doing fantastic stories about ocean and plastics, and they're really passionate about that, so we did a little sea shanty for you. Join in. What can we do with the plastic in the ocean? What can we do with the plastic in the ocean? What can we do with the plastic in the ocean? To save the lakes, to save the ocean's creatures. Here it is. Reduce, recycle, reduce, reuse, recycle all the plastic. That's your job. Reduce, reuse, recycle all the plastic. Here we go. Reduce, reuse, recycle all the plastic. Reduce, reuse, recycle all the plastic. Reduce, reuse, recycle all the plastic. Save the ocean's creatures. What can we do with the plastic in the ocean? What can we do with the plastic in the ocean? What can we do with the plastic in the ocean to save the ocean's creatures? It's really great working with the youngsters, and their story making is fantastic. So thanks to Jan. And thanks to the Plastic Festival, it's really great.
Final act of our festival finale is just the plastic dance performance, specially choreographed for us, and workshop with one of the best step dancers from America who was here at the University of Edinburgh on a short-term residency, but we managed to catch him and we went for a masterclass with him in April. And ever since we've been working very hard to create a brand new piece just for you. Enjoy the whole premiere with our dance artist in residence, Eleanor Robertson.
5 weeks with the lovely primary 6 class. We did have an amazing session in April with the famous step dancer Nic Gareiss. So we had the inspiration of the piece is his step dancing as well as Victorian playground games. So I hope you enjoy.